Here's how to use the think, feel, act cycle to reverse engineer your thinking habits so you can reduce your drinking without feeling like you're missing out. I'm Colleen, and I help high-achieving professional women permanently reduce their alcohol consumption by 80% so they don't have to quit. For any behavior pattern that you are consciously trying to break, there's a subconscious shadow habit that's working against you. So this is actually part 2 of my training series. And in part 1, I showed you exactly why thinking that you shouldn't drink actually increases your cravings for alcohol. It's like if someone tells you, don't look. Well, you're gonna look. Instead of thinking about what you don't want, you have to create a clear mental image for what you do want. So let's review how a habit forms. There's a cue that triggers a craving that motivates you to respond. And if the action you take provides you with a reward, your brain will remember and repeat the behavior when you encounter the cue. Remember that it's not actually alcohol that you crave. It's the feeling you get when you drink. It's your brain's job to get you what you want, and habits are just shortcuts to solve your problems, which is why the words, I need a drink, pop into your head right on cue. If you want to think a different thought when you're craving relaxation, you have to design a new thought process and then teach your brain how to select for it. So let's keep it simple and say that you'd like to learn how to relax in the evenings by reading a book instead of drinking yourself numb and dumb. Well, you're not in the habit of reading a book, and there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. What book are you going to read? Where are you going to read it? How long are you going to read for? You have to reduce the friction on this process and set your future self up for success. So get the exact book that you want to read, and then start with a small time commitment, 5 to 10 minutes. You can always read longer, but setting low expectations will make the goal feel achievable. Decide where you're going to read and set up the space. Make it cozy and comfy, and leave a little post-it note to yourself that says, love you. Put away alcohol bottles so they're out of sight and out of mind. You can even leave yourself a note on the liquor cabinet that reminds you, please go read first. Thank you. Now mentally rehearse the entire scene. See yourself sitting down and opening the book, and imagine how good it feels to lose yourself for a bit in the story. And then once you do it, really stop and celebrate the wins. You can still decide to have a drink when you're done. This isn't an all or nothing thing. Just make sure you really reward yourself for making progress towards your goal of learning to relax without alcohol. Follow my page and go find part 1. And if you are looking for a drinking coach instead of a sobriety program, click the link in my bio and schedule a free consult.